Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the Bitcoin price right now as we just tested the extremely important support level at 21,000 US dollars. Let's talk about this Bitcoin update and dive straight into the chart. Snipers, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. You can see we're currently finding support at 21,000 US dollars. Snipers, look how interesting this price action is and how accurate our technical analysis is. Yesterday's daily candle held up at the previous weekly open, and then once we breached below it, we saw an extremely bearish daily candle to test this market structural support exactly as we predicted in our video for the third time so far, forming a third higher low. Now the question is it dangerous to enter into long positions here around the 21,000 US dollar level where we have current support in the smaller time frames? If we go into this hourly chart, notice how we've held this extremely important market structural support level. Well, let's talk about exactly what we were expecting yesterday, Snipers, this rejection for the S&P 500, but we're still above the 20-week moving average, meaning that right now the four-dimensional revolving parts, including the DXY, which, yes, it's pushing up, but it is yet to break this yearly high. This tells us that the revolving parts are still in the favor of Bitcoin to find support here and not form further lows. So I am currently not concerned about this downside, even though the bearish candle here from yesterday does indicate that we could potentially see a wick to lower levels. What I'd be watching is this 2018 previous all-time high at 19,798 if we do start to lose this $21,000 support level. And then below that $19,798 level is where we would call our final shots, because that's where it opens up the door to 17,204. Once again, I do not expect any further lows for Bitcoin below 17,600 as long as the DXY does not form further highs. And so this is a dynamic market, and so we'll have to continue to monitor price action, but the S&P 500 above its 20-week moving average. And Ethereum, let's talk about what's happening here. You can see we breached below the Ethereum previous weekly open at 1,700, now our major resistance level. What we really want to see right now, Snipers, is for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart to hold strong. We are starting to see some sort of a sell-off. We're seeing some sell pressure here with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. That's totally fine, indicating there's some fear coming into the market with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart being a leading indicator for altcoins. We've found resistance at this 80,000 Satoshi range in the past, and so this is totally garden variety market behavior. But the fact of the matter is equity markets are still holding up strong. We're seeing a very healthy correction as the S&P 500 is hitting its major bear market resistance level. And so at this point, I do want to mention the Bitcoin to SPY chart again, because check this out. Very interesting price action here. We've yet to breach this recent low. You can see this looks very different than the Bitcoin to US dollar pairing. And so I want to monitor the Bitcoin to SPY chart because this could actually be a bearish confirmation if we breach below the current low here, the yearly low for Bitcoin's valuation against the SPY. If we do breach below this support level, I'm going to get emergency video out to you guys because that could indicate an early confirmation that Bitcoin against the US dollar pairing, regardless if the equity markets are doing strong, could potentially sell off. And so, we always address the bulls and the bears here on the Snipers channel, but we talked about this exact scenario playing out yesterday as Bitcoin fell below 23,175. We talked about 21,000 US dollars potentially holding as our immediate short-term support level. And as I record this video, we've held 21,000 US dollars. Equity markets have yet to fall apart. The S&P 500 still above its bull market support at the 20-week moving average for 4,000 on the E-mini futures contract for the S&P 500. That's the major support. That indicates that we're still seeing the outside environment giving Bitcoin the green light to have a healthy correction here, form a third potentially higher low, maybe a lower low. Let's see what happens. At this point, I'm still expecting 21,000 to hold as a support level. So let's continue to monitor the price action, Snipers. And I'll just quickly mention this for Bitcoin. The range that we're playing in, it's still 24,300 as our major resistance and 17,204. Those are the major Snipers support and resistance levels. Everything else is noise, but market structure is important. And right now, we are testing a market structural support level. Remember, you don't long a resistance level of a range, you long the support levels and market structure is certainly a justified area to be taking into positions. And so let's continue to monitor this, snipers. But I just want to be very clear. I'm not concerned just yet. I don't see the revolving parts falling apart. Let's go into the 6-hour time frame and see what type of candle symmetry we have so far. Everything does look bearish. I can't deny that. I mean, the daily candle specifically looks like a bearish continuation. And so that's why I want to have this scenario of a wick coming down on the table just in case. That's why that Bitcoin to SPY chart is important. But if we were to just look at the black and white, this is a support level. And so that's where you'd be wanting to go long. Let's talk about the volume really quick. On the 6-hour, you can see we are getting some strong institutional sell pressure. As a matter of fact, it looks like this is the most amount of sell pressure that we've seen inside of this consolidation since we came down to 17,600. And so is that an opportunity to get into a long position? Well, as long as the 4-dimensional revolving parts are in our favor, it could certainly be. You can even see on this chart here, we're still finding support here at the channel support as well. And so Bitcoin going from the resistance of this channel to the support of this channel, this is where you short, this is where you long typically, right? And so let's continue to monitor this, snipers. I know that it could be a little bit frightening to see Bitcoin come down like this so fast, but this was totally expected, totally garden variety market behavior. And for those that are tuned into the #1 cryptocurrency technical analysis channel on the internet here at youtube.com/snipers, you were all expecting this. So smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you support this 2 a.m. update. And with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you tuned into the Snipers channel. I couldn't do this without you. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to be going to Jacksonville, Florida, and meeting with a Bitcoin OG. I'll just mention his last name, Shrem, for those that have been in the market for long enough. First name starts with a C. Charlie Shrem. Let's see what happens. Bitcoin Foundation chairman on the board with Brock Pierce and some other OGs in the market. So if I get any information from that meeting, I'll try to give some of that to you guys too. So anyways, until next time, snipers, thank you all for tuning into the channel today, and I'll see you guys next time. Snipers out.